Good evening. It is now Saturday night. This is a perfect night to go out in Texas because it's not hot as hell. It's not humid. It's just nice and chilly. It's not even cold. It's just nice. This kind of reminds me of California weather. It really does. Well, I just wanted to talk about the gigabit or the terabit, the 1 terabit office for small business or OneDrive for business accounts that's going to be coming soon to Office 365. And I always thought about the fact that even though they gave you 25 gigs, like that's what's offered now at this moment is 25 gigs, that's still a lot of storage to store documents. But then when you get into stuff like documents as well as photographs, high resolution photographs, and then you also get into like video files, then that's when you start talking about needing more storage. And storage costs a lot of money to have, cloud storage. And one thing, the only company that offered 1 terabit storage, 1 terabytes of storage, is if you have a Google Fiber account. If you have a Google Fiber account and you live in Kansas City or Provo, Utah, your Google account automatically gets transferred into a 1 terabyte Google Drive account for customers only. But as soon as you leave a Google Fiber, let's say you have to move outside the area and you have to close your Google Fiber account, you lose your 1 terabyte privileges. Your files don't go anywhere. You don't lose your files. You have access to all your documents still. You just won't be able to add anything else to the Google Drive account. But Office 365 for business, for enterprise, and for small businesses, if you have an Office 365 account, in the next few months here, you'll be able to have a 1 terabyte storage for every user in your tenant. And I think that is just amazing. 1 terabyte. That's 1,000 gigabytes. That's 1,000,000 megabytes of storage. Think about the hard drive that you have installed in your computer now. I know in my little Dell Venue 8 Pro, I barely got 64 gigs built in. And I got a 32 gig stick, a micro SD card in it. And I'm about to upgrade to 64 gigabytes. That gives me 128 gigabytes of storage. And that's my, of course, you got to take into fact that you lose some of that when you deal with the OS and installing other programs and software, and there's a lot of other stuff involved. But that's about 100 gigabytes of storage. Gigabytes, 1,000 gigabytes. And the thing is, Office 365 is about to become the all-in-one solution for online collaboration and productivity. You don't need a hard drive. As an employee of your company, you really don't need a hard drive that's large. You can just simply install a basic version of Windows 8. You got Internet Explorer 12 or 13 if it in the future. You can just use the 1 terabyte hard drive to store all your documents. Don't store them on your local drive. And you can go to any computer in the world that has internet access and access your documents at any time. Because you got 1 terabyte of data on there. What's the point? And if you install the OneDrive application on your computer, you can sync certain files and unsync the files. So let's say there are certain files you need to access right away or while you're offline, you can sync those and then access it while you're on a plane or in a place where you don't have Wi-Fi. And then all the work that you do will get resynchronized back into the cloud when it gets internet access again. So it just makes it so amazing that this service is available. and it's not that expensive. $8 a month. It doesn't give you Microsoft Office. Okay, the difference between the $8 a month plan and the $20 a month plan, and this is per user per month, okay? The $8 plan gives all your employees all access to Office 365. With the exception is you don't get Microsoft Office installed on the computer itself. That's the only thing. But if you get the Dell Venue 8 Pro, it comes with the Home and Student edition of Microsoft Office already. So it's already built in. It's already a part of the tablet. So you can just use that instead if it's already installed. Or if you have the Microsoft Surface, not the Pro edition, just the regular edition, you get Microsoft Office already installed. There's no need to have Microsoft Office anyway because you got Office web apps. Now granted, you could do a lot more with the application installed on your computer. You can have a lot more control over the design of your applications. But Microsoft is steadily adding more features to the Office web app a little at a time. I mean, it's a little at a time, and it's growing. It's growing to the point where you really don't need Microsoft Office on your computer because you got Office web apps and it's available for free on OneDrive for consumer use. You also have it on OneDrive for business for $8 a month per user per month. $8 is a lot if you're also including the 1 terabyte of storage. And I can imagine that Google Drive will also do the same for Google Apps for Enterprise. They're going to do the same thing. Right now, OneDrive gives you, I'm talking about OneDrive for consumers, gives you 7 gigabytes of free storage with potential to grow. Like you can, if you invite people and the more people you add, you get like 50 megabytes more or 500 megabytes added for every person that you invite to them. And so that's a cool deal. Okay, you know, for every person that you send an invite to and they sign up, that adds more megabytes to your storage limit. If you broadcast on your Facebook page and your Twitter, you get an extra 2 gigabytes. Okay, that's cool. Google Drive has similar type promotions where if you advertise, if you promote, you can add more than 15. Yes, out the box, Google offers you 15 gigabytes of storage. But then you're dealing with Google Docs, which is not my favorite document management system. Google Docs is okay. I mean, it does a lot. Okay, it does a lot. It's great for collaboration. It does it does as advertised. I can get on with 2 or 3 other people, 15 other people, and we can all be working in the same document at the same time. And Office web app can also do the same thing. I prefer Office web app because I can save the document that I worked on, save it as a document file, and send it to somebody, and they can open it up under Microsoft Word that's installed on their computer, and it won't lose any of the formatting. Whereas Google Drive does lose formatting. So, or Google Docs, Google Drive, you know, it does lose some of the formatting. But Google Drive in itself is a damn good service, 15 gigabytes. And I do believe you get 25 gigabytes of storage when you have an Office or Google Apps for Enterprise account for your business. So for your business, you get Google Apps, that's 25 gigs per user, which is $5 per month per user. Will Google increase their limit as well, their storage limit? I think they will. They might go to 1 terabyte. They may even try to do one up on Microsoft and say, we can now do 2 or 1.5. Now, do you really need that much storage for your business, for every single user in your company? Probably not. But it also depends upon the type of business you do. If you're running an audio video studio or like a photographer or and there's many other forms like that. I think it's a good idea to go with Office 365 because you can upload the pictures to the cloud and have your clients log in with their Windows Live ID or Outlook.com or Hotmail account, whatever they call it now, Microsoft ID, okay? And they can get access to all the photographs that you assign. You can assign it to them. You can give them permission, which means that they can't go anywhere else but where you tell them to go. So that gives you total control and security over your whole entire tenant. And not every single person who's going into your SharePoint site or OneDrive account has to have an Office 365 account. You only get that for your employees. So I think this is things that businesses need to think about: how much storage they need, why they need SharePoint, which I think is a great tool for collaboration and storage of documents. Exchange is a robust email system for the whole entire company. Google Docs or Google Apps is easier to do. It's a lot easier to operate. It is. It's a point click and there you go. So is Office 365 to a point. Google Apps does not allow for a lot of customization. You can do some, but not a whole lot. You're kind of stuck with whatever Google Apps comes out with. Whereas Microsoft, they've been doing this for years, designing server software, and they give a lot of options for retention, archiving, and policy settings, and so they give you all these options. Not every single option if you have on-premise, but they give you a lot of the options that you have with on-premise in the cloud, so that you don't have to run the cloud or run the server yourself. And one good thing about using Office 365, you don't have to pay for server storage. Well, you're paying for it, but basically you're letting Microsoft take care of it for you. You really don't have to lift a finger. Well, your finger's on the keyboard, but that's it. I just think it's a much better service that Microsoft offers than Google. And that any company that like lawyers, doctors who may not be computer savvy may need to hire one IT person for people, I'd say for a company of maybe 200 people. One person can run that entire company in the IT department. One. Because it's not a whole lot involved. When you're dealing with specialized proprietary software or industry specific software, yes, then you may need to hire 2 or 3 more people, because some of that software is not in the cloud, it's internally controlled. So you need somebody to maintain the servers that is storing the data from the software that's being used on each and every computer. But if you can get away with it, I believe using Office 365, like managing an apartment, can be done in Office 365. And they do have apartment managing software available for you to buy that you can add to the Office 365 mix, so that everything is still in the cloud. You can work from home. You can work in the office. You got maybe 25 different properties all over the state of Texas, and you can manage the whole entire company in Office 365. Maybe using some additional software that Microsoft puts out, like Microsoft ERP, which is server-side only. It's not in the cloud yet. But I understand that ERP is coming to the cloud by way of Windows Azure. So I think that is going to be something awesome, because then, again, you don't have to worry about doing it yourself. You don't have to worry about hosting any servers. Let Microsoft do that work for you. And then you don't have to worry about losing any data on anyone's computer, because you're enforcing the fact that you don't want anything stored on the computers. You want everything in the cloud, so that it's backed up. So if the place burns down, you're not worried about, oh, did we save that database? Everything is automatically backed up in the cloud. And I think it's very important that people think about this when they start a business or they have a business already and they're needing to make sure that their stuff is backed up. They really need to think about how it's done. All right, so I just added a bunch of few little tidbits here and there. Sorry about the video. It's nighttime, so you can't really see me that well. But I just think you just want to hear my voice. Hey. Talk to you later. Peace out.